Wake up, Link.
The history and timeline of the popular Legend of Zelda video game series is undoubtedly one of the most controversial topics to talk about, and has given me plenty of grief trying to make a series about it. Here is part 2 of Hyrule history. Enjoy. Okay, we ended up last time by finishing up Ocarina of Time and talking about the timeline split. Let's continue from there. Like I said, we've come to a point where the history timeline forks off. When Link goes up to Ganon's castle to face him off, there are two things that can happen. The hero may be triumphant and Ganon is defeated, or the hero falls and Ganon wins. Today we'll focus on talking about what happens if the hero of time is defeated. So, assuming Link fails in his efforts to destroy Ganon, meaning he dies, this is what happens next. Ganon then takes the Triforce of Courage from Link's cold dead body, yikes, and the Triforce of Wisdom from Zelda. Sudden power mutates his already monstrous form into Demon King Ganon. This, my friends, is horrible news. So the 7 sages use their power to trap him in the Sacred Realm, aka the Dark World at this point, in order to protect Hyrule. Why didn't they just do this in the first place instead of just letting Link die? I don't know, maybe that's a topic for a different video. Anyway, Hyrule then enjoys peace for a while, until once again, people started trying to look for the Triforce. And because when they enter the Dark World / Sacred Realm, they turn back into monsters, they only make Ganon stronger. The Great Force began overflowing back into Hyrule, which meant more Ganon-fueled chaos. 7 sages just sealed the entrance shut again. At this point, I wouldn't be so sure about how well that would work, but whatever. Because of all the monster attacks, the Knights of Hyrule were almost entirely depleted, but in the end, it was worth it because Hyrule returned to peaceful times, yet again. By the way, if you want to look up more about it, this is called the Imprisoning War, so there's that. But anyway, you might have noticed me making connections between the Dark World and the Sacred Realm. I'll get back to that really soon, but first, let's talk about Hyrule. Hyrule was going downhill with no obvious course of action to stop it, and so, upon the king offering a reward for ending his troubles, Aghanim, a dark wizard, appears. He uses dark magic to cure the kingdom and is rewarded for doing so by gaining a position as chief officer in the castle. Sadly for the royal staff, Aghanim brainwashes them and then takes control of the monarchy. In addition, he traps 6 of the 7 sages in the Dark World. What happened to the 7th one, you ask? Well, her name is Zelda, and I'm saving her for last. So Link is called to go to the castle where Link's uncle is at his final moments. In that moment, he gives Link a sword and a shield and tells him to save Zelda. Link charges the corrupted guards and rescues Zelda, bringing her back to the sanctuary. Our hero then ventures to Kakariko village and finds the elder and mentor, Sashrala, or however you say it, I don't know, it's up on the screen. He guides Link to find the 3 pendants of virtue, and eventually the Master Sword. With these items, Link faces off Aghanim at the castle, only to be trapped in the Dark World by the losing wizard. When in the Dark World, a person's body will mutate to show what is in their heart. So when the Triforce Seekers enter the realm, they become monsters because they're full of greed and aggression. Link turns into a pink bunny, but because of the Sacred Moon Pearl, he's able to return to his normal form if he needs to. Moving on, Link rescues the remaining sages and discovers that Aghanim is but a servant of Ganon. Link goes to the castle to defeat Aghanim for one last time, and then shows off Ganon in the Dark World at the Pyramid of Power, which is the Dark World's counterpart for Hyrule Castle. Upon defeating Ganon, Link merely touches a Triforce and the whole kingdom is restored, with the king and Link's uncle revived. Link gives the Triforce back to the royal family. Sometime after, sister witches called the Twin Rova devise a plan to revive Ganon, needing the flames of despair, sorrow, and destruction to be lit in order to bring him forth. They sent their minions to different places in Hyrule to do their bidding. To the land of Holodrum, they sent the General of Darkness, General Onyx, and to Labrinia, I don't know, I'll put it up on the screen again, they sent the Sorcerer of Shadows, Varen. Beckoned back to the castle by the Triforce, Link is transported to Holodrum by touching it. In Holodrum, Link meets a touring group of performers, one of which is secretly the Oracle of Seasons, Din. Onyx came and kidnapped her, throwing Holodrum weather into a mad frenzy. Link had to collect the 8 essences of nature scattered throughout Holodrum in order to restore things. With the help of the Rod of Seasons and some friends, Link gathered them and defeated Onyx, releasing Din in the process. The Twin Rova's plan is unfolding as Onyx has already lit the flame of destruction. Being magically taken to another region, Labrina, Link meets Impa being attacked by hideous monsters. Not knowing that Impa has been possessed by the Sorcerer of Aran, Link moves a rock acting as a magical barrier, guarding the way to the Oracle of Ages, Nehru. Viran then possessed Nehru to be able to travel back in time to change the past. Acting as the ancient queen Ambi's advisor, she erected the monstrous Black Tower. Using Nehru's Harp of Ages, Link traveled back in time to foil Varen's plans and drive her away from the queen and the Oracle. Despite all his efforts, Varen had succeeded in lighting the flame of sorrow for the Twin Rova. For the Twin Rova to then complete their plan, they had to kidnap Princess Zelda for a sacrifice in order to light the flame of despair. Link arrived just in time to destroy them, and because not all the flames were lit, Ganon only reincarnated as a weak-minded beast instead of the full King of Darkness. Link was able to stop him as well. Once he defeated Ganon, Link left to return to Hyrule. I wonder what happened to Princess Zelda. But anyway, on his way back to Hyrule, Link's little boat is overcome by a fierce storm. He wakes up washed up on an island called Koholint. A girl named Marin rescued him and took him to the town where Link was told there was only one way off the desolate isle, to find the Instrument of Sirens and wake up the Windfish at the top of Mount Tamaranch. In attempting to wake the Windfish, he must fight the Nightmare. After doing this, Link awakens from his dream adrift at sea. A while after these events, the Triforce is split back into its 3 pieces. Somehow, Ganon got a hold of the Triforce of Power, despite being sealed away. The Triforce of Courage was said to have been hidden in the heart of the eternal hero. Of course, the princess holds on to the Triforce of Wisdom to be passed down through the royal family. Okay, this is the one thing I don't agree with. Sure, it adds some creative wiggle room, but it's really annoying that they just said, oh, this happened with no explanation and it's all a dream, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, Link's Awakening is a really great game. It's just that, why? Like, I know you can do better. But anyway, nearly 100 years after the events in Holodrum and Labrina, a mysterious wizard named Yuga appears from another world, and with his evil magic invades Hyrule and captures the 7 sages' descendants in painting form, including Princess Zelda. Link, an apprentice blacksmith, tries to stop him only to be transforming into a painting as well. Thanks to a bracelet given to him by the strange Ravio, Link is able to chase Yuga into Lorule. By then, it's too late to stop Yuga from using the 7 sages to resurrect Ganon. Ganon and Yuga are then merged together as one super evil being. The Princess Hilda tells Link to find the 7 sages scattered across Hyrule. With their help, Link is able to access the Triforce of Courage. That's when he learns that Lorule used to have its own Triforce, but because of continual war, it had been destroyed purposefully. This caused the kingdom to fall apart, and once Hilda and Yuga found out about another Triforce in another world, they devised to take the Triforce from Ganon and force Link to bring them the Triforce of Courage. Link faces down Yuga, who is trying to steal the Triforce from inside him with the power of Ganon. With help from Princess Zelda, Link defeats Yuga, returning the princesses both to normal. At the last moment, Ravio reveals himself as the Link from Lorule, quickly returning them to Hyrule so they wouldn't risk giving up the Triforce to Hilda. The Triforce, reunited, is granted to Link to make a wish. Link uses that wish to restore the Triforce in Lorule, and both kingdoms enter times of peace. A few years later, this Link ventures to a somewhat neighboring kingdom of Hytopia, hiding his past as the great hero. Despite his low-profile dress, his ears and sideburns give away his identity, and he is forced by the people to go and capture the witch Lady Maud, who forced their princess to wear an ugly brown leotard for her unmatched beauty. Back to Hyrule though. The kingdom is restored to a golden era of peace with a great progress in leadership. The Triforce is together and stored in the castle. Eventually this era ends, as they all do, and the king dies without finding a suitable heir to the throne and the Triforce. Because of this, he splits it back into its 3 parts so there's no chance that evil will overcome the whole park. His son, the prince, got the Triforces of Power and Wisdom, but was greatly distressed that he could not have the Triforce of Courage. A wizard told the prince that the Princess Zelda could tell him where it was, and enraged when she didn't tell him, the prince had the wizard put Zelda into a deep eternal sleep. He died in the process, so what was even the point of that? But after sealing the princess in the North Castle, he restarted the tradition of naming the female Hylian royalty Zelda. The Triforce is lost, and since nobody worthy to use the power that comes with it, the kingdom in turn lost much of its power. Sometime later, an army of evil creatures attacked the much smaller kingdom of Hyrule, taking the Triforce of Power from their leader, the revived Demon King Ganon. The new Princess Zelda, in fear, scattered the 8 pieces of the Triforce of Wisdom across Hyrule to prevent Ganon from accessing it. Impa, the Sheikah guardian of the royal family, fled to the wilderness in search of a hero. Link, who has been fighting for his life up until now, is found by Impa and told about the Triforce. Link then goes on a quest throughout Hyrule and eventually destroys the King of Evil, Ganondorf, saving Zelda and recovering the Triforce. Despite having saved the world again, there was still evil lurking in all the depths of Hyrule, causing destruction and mayhem with one goal in mind: resurrect their master. Link is helping rebuild Hyrule, and after learning about the ancient, still sleeping Princess Zelda, Link decides to go out on a quest to reunite the Triforce to awaken her. Overcoming many trials, he succeeds in his mission and reunites the Triforce. In this, he also unknowingly undermines the evil creature's mission to revive Ganon, making it impossible. Well, this is a pretty happy way to end things, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Thanks guys so much for watching. I know this video is a little bit overdue considering that it's been over a week since I've uploaded to this series, and series are supposed to be consistent. Also, I know there's not a whole lot that I can ask you to do, but a like and a comment is more than enough to help support me and show your appreciation. Be on the lookout for part 3, which is going to be about the other split in the timeline. Until next time, see you then.